amazing city of Winchester down on the south coast welcomed me on Wednesday. I've been here many times before, but not for a long time. Got rather a nifty parking space. I'm all for small cars and cramming them in. And took a walk through the lanes of Winchester, Old Wycomist, a bakery just down the side. I love the brickwork. And then I went to the Wycombe Arms, a pub I used to frequent with my friend Philippa back in the 90s. And I wanted to see what it was like. And it hasn't really changed. Built in 1755. The walls are adorned with photos of people of the past. And the fireplace is there. The tankards are hanging. There's all sorts of magic to be found in this place. Manners maketh man. The stoker may have left, but we keep this fire burning in the winter months like the Olympic flames until his return. Nothing where you can read it. A good tavern or an inn, Samuel Johnson, love that quote. I love the old school desks in the Wycombe Arms. They have not changed and been there for a very long time. And walking canes on the ceilings, not something that I have seen too often. Going through the medieval arches up towards the Cathedral, which has been a living place of worship for over 900 years. It's a massive cathedral, among the largest of its kind. These are the grounds outside, and this is the perspective into the corner of it. One of the largest of its kind in Northern Europe, the seat of the Bishop of Winchester, an ancient diocese of Winchester. And as it stands today, it was built from 1079 to 1532. And has a very long and very wide nave in the perpendicular Gothic style, I'm reading here. An early English retro choir, and Norman transepts and towers. It was just beautiful in there. It really was. The energy was really lovely, just to sit and be in the space. But the stained glass windows always fascinated me, and the details of the carving and the intricacy. It really was stunning. St. Joan of Arc there. It's just an incredible place that I haven't visited since the 90s. I used to come down for many a weekend with Phil and her family. Really beautiful. I headed outside. I couldn't go past the Eclipse Inn without taking a photo, a very old one, and then just looking up Winchester High Street. It's funny, I don't remember the town at all. I remember the cathedral and the pub, but not the town. And I headed back, and I had the most beautiful bedroom at Jane and Luke's house. They've been so accommodating. The house is stunning with a beautiful dog Moth. And they made a delicious pavlova for dinner after a chicken curry. There's just such lovely people. Really enjoyed spending time with them. A glorious conservatory and the view in the garden with the squirrels and the birds and the rats. And I love the little roses in the hallway. Just extra touches of things. Make you feel really homely. And this is Moth, the dog, who is beautiful, so intelligent, but very well behaved as well. Quite huffy if you're not doing what she wants and playing ball, but that's okay. I feel very peaceful and serene here. And I love a good cuppa and a teapot with a cosy. You can't go wrong. So I think this is going to be a view for many a day. And I head to Hillier Gardens in the next day, and I ended up on a rhododendron tour, 90 minutes learning about the flowers. It just so happened, and gardening's not my thing, but I can appreciate beautiful flowers and learning about them. Do you know there's over 900 variations, pure variations? And it even included a ticket for complimentary tea and cake, which, my keto diet's gone well out the window these few days. But you had to do it. I even did a jigsaw, although a lot of it had been done, of Moth, but I managed to finish the dog off. I'm sorry I've left you all the boring bits, Jane. I went to Hinton, Ampner the next day. I keep getting that muddled. Gorgeous, gorgeous gardens. And the flowers were stunning, and the biggest bumblebees I think I've ever seen. Just glorious flowers, vistas, two having their picnic up the top. What a lovely spot. I love that. English will just sit down and have their picnics wherever. And it's a grand house. I don't have the history to hand, which I should do. But there was a big fire there in 1960, and a lot of things were rescued and saved. So it was very lived in, until recent, a house in the country. Just beautiful to see it. You get a real sense of it, and they're doing the building works and maintenance and updates and everything. It's great to see the project work keeping alive. I love this bedroom. I loved that patchwork quilt. I had one when I was a kid. Very reminiscent. And the hallway, Hampshire Manor. A really lovely place. Again, out in the gardens. The flowers were beautiful. You take all the pictures and try to get the symmetry. And you can imagine the weekends they'd have spent on the lawns here and in the house and the parties. Walking around the gardens, just as you see on the movies. Really stunning. Love the colours of the poppies. I'd be so lucky taking photos. I managed not to get too many people in. I could have looked at these flowers for hours, and the bumblebees, goodness, the sound, and I did my best to get a picture. Look at the size of them. Just beautiful. After that, I headed to Bishop's Waltham's palace, where they would have lived, near the Diocese of Winchester Cathedral, about 8 miles away. So we're here at Bishop's Waltham Abbey, where many of the rich clergymen would have lived, to do with Winchester, just up the road. And it's just amazing to see the ruins of the place and the walls. If these walls could talk. Amazing. And this one here is called the Lodgings, which would have been reconstructed in around 1500, to give you an idea what it would have been like back in the day. Bench dedicated at Agincourt, 1415, 600 years. Wow. Whew. God, you can feel a lot here. Amazing. Bishop's Waltham Palace was developed over 5 centuries into a large complex of buildings surrounded by a moat. The town of Waltham was first given to the bishops of Winchester in AD 1904. They probably built a main residence here, but the first clear evidence of a palace is from the 12th century. Henry of Blois, bishops of Winchester, 1129 71, and brother to King Stephen, was a leading figure in English politics. Probably built here about 1138. The palace was extensively remodelled by William of Wykeham, who was bishop from 1366 to 1404, as well as the Chancellor of England. Further major alterations were carried out in the 15th century. It became one of the most important residences, together with Wolsey Palace in Winchester, Farnham Castle, and their London residence, Winchester Palace in Southwark.